Hi, everyone. I'm Ashleigh Sorenson. I'm the founder, therapist, and clinical supervisor at Psyche Soma Psychotherapy Group in Fullerton, California. We also support clients who are residents of California all throughout the state virtually. So this week, as you know, we are doing a question and answer meet and greet with all of our therapists that we have. And while I'm not going to sit here and interview myself and ask myself and questions and answer them, I wanted to share an offering. One of my specialties, one of the ways I work is helping adults recover from their childhoods and reconnect to their core innate being, their wholeness. And so today I have an inner child offering. It's an exercise that you can do if you're a therapist. I would recommend doing this exercise for yourself and your inner child first before doing this with clients. And then feeling free to pass that along to clients and doing that in session with them if you're comfortable and that's appropriate. And then if you're not a therapist, this can still be an exercise for you to do on your own. And while this isn't therapy, I would like to encourage you that if anything, memories, emotions, feelings get stirred up for you, or you're feeling activated and overwhelmed and you're having a tough time after this exercise, to please reach out to your own therapist, reach out to me or anyone on our team for some support, or anyone in your support system. This exercise is gentle, but sometimes we never know what will come up. So I just want to preface with that connecting to our younger selves can be challenging, and it can also be really healing. So as we get started, I will be sharing this recording along with the slides on our website at psycheandsomatherapy.com/resources so that you can go back and reference it at any time. And feel free to use this exercise, do as much or as little as you feel comfortable with, and we'll get started. So we need a piece of paper, any size works, blank paper, 2 different color writing utensils, or ways of writing or creating with 2 different mediums, pen, pencil, colored markers, crayons, colored pencils, and then a separate writing utensil, a pen, a pencil, or a different colored writing utensil. And I will be sharing my screen just a minute. We'll just be following along with these slides. Okay, I hope everyone can see this. Oops, sorry about that. Let me just get my screen up. Okay. So we will be starting with first part of this exercise, and oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, there we go. I'm all set on my side. So we will be placing our 2 different drawing utensils in our hands, getting them ready, and just inviting our younger self to draw with us. And I encourage everyone not to overthink this. There's no wrong way to do this. And as we get started, on your blank paper, just move both of your hands simultaneously, drawing freely, not overthinking it. Just let your hands do whatever they want to do. Take your time with it. As you're doing this, notice if any sensations, feelings, or images or thoughts come to mind. Okay. This is one way, my way that it looks. Yours might be different. It will look different because we're all going to create something different. Nothing is the same. And that's great. That's wonderful that we can all have different experiences. And when you're done, just take a few moments to mindfully observe the image and what it evokes. What comes up for you when you look at what your hands created? If you need to pause this, feel free to. Any body sensations, images, thoughts, emotions, body movements that happen for you. Just make note. And if you'd like to continue working with this image, feel free to add colors, draw shapes, and no need to do it with both hands, just whatever hand you're most comfortable with, you can add to it. Again, feel free to pause if you need more time with that. I'll be moving on to the next slide. Now, the second part of this exercise is a non-dominant writing exercise. So the first one we drew, and on the back side, or if you want to use a separate sheet of paper, we are going to have some questions for our inner child. And with our dominant hand, we are going to write down a question or a couple questions on the back side of the paper or a separate sheet of paper. And I'd recommend starting light if this is a newer practice for you. Start with an easier question. Start with a question that your inner child might feel most comfortable answering. And write that question down. Some questions to consider are, how old are you? What's your favorite animal? What's your favorite activity? What's your favorite food or snack? What's your favorite movie or music? How's your heart today? How can I help you feel safe? Is there anything you need? What activity would you like to do together this week? Just consider those questions, and if there's one or two that stand out to you that you want to get started with, write those down with your dominant hand. Okay, and then in your non-dominant hand, this might take a little practice and it's going to be probably messy, and that's okay, that's expected. But in your non-dominant hand, answer your question. Whatever question your adult self wrote, let your non-dominant hand / inner child answer the question. So allow your inner child to respond using the non-dominant hand. And again, this will get easier. So take a minute and do that. And just take a minute to observe your question that was written down, your answer that was written down, and then any thoughts, feelings that come to mind. Any and all feelings are acceptable. And just like with the drawing, there's no wrong way to feel. Okay. And then if you're interested in some more writing exercises or questions just to ask yourself and reflect on, with your inner child. Here's another exercise that expands on what we just did. And I know the year has already started, but this might be some questions, some thoughtful questions to ask and wonder about. How would you like to show up for your inner child this year? What didn't you receive growing up that you can give yourself now as an adult? What validation can you offer your inner child? For example, you're so special, your needs matter, and I will take care of you. Right? Those are really supportive statements kids need to hear from adults. What hopes do you have for this year? How might you lean into rest, joy, and play together? It's really easy as adults to get caught up in our fast-paced modern life and to forget about the important need for rest, joy, and play. And as kids, sometimes we didn't get to experience a lot of that enough. What small promise of connection can you make with your inner child? Some examples could be saying good morning, good night, playing, swinging on the swings, coloring, singing and dancing, making a yummy meal together. What moments of connection can you offer them? And if it feels safe to, use your non-dominant hand and ask your inner child what their needs and desires are for the upcoming year. To get you started with that, you might picture what they look like, consider what age is coming to mind. 3 years old, 3 months old, 13. What did you look like then? What was your personality like then? Just bring them to mind as you ask some of these questions and wait for their answers. Okay. So that is our inner child exercise. If you want to learn more, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll have my contact information in this post, but I can be found at our website, psycheandsomatherapy.com, Ashleigh at psycheandsomatherapy.com. And yeah, and it's really important to me that people understand what they've been through to make sense of it, make meaning. And I think it's an essential part of being able to move forward when we can bring those parts along with us that were forgotten, that were abandoned, that were harmed, to bring them along for the ride and to relate to them instead of trying to treat them in the way that they had always been treated. So I appreciate you being here with me, and we will connect soon. Take care. Bye.